Hello and welcome back to Stargoat Studios, where you know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is you. You are the greatest of all time because you are made up of stardust. That is true. All of that which is was once passed through the process in which stars are formed. That's where you came from, the stars. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it great? So, title of today's show is Be Funny. Don't say things that are not funny. But the question is, where does humor come from? Why laugh? What's so funny? Is it funny to you? Is it funny to me? How about funny to all of us? A lot of people like it when you explain the truth in such a way that makes the truth seem funny. So, like for me, for instance, I think things that are funny are the way humans interact with one another over long periods of time, um, how we stand firmly on the ground and we really, really dig in our belief systems and we're like totally adamant about just making ourselves right. And you're definitely wrong, right? You got to be wrong. I have to be right. And the reason I just up and went live right now, thank you, my two viewers who have shown up this right early Tuesday, Taco Tuesday morning. There's a lot of back and forth on the internet right now. I was called, I was called some funny names, and the only reason I was called these names is, well, a lot of people do not have past a fifth grade reading comprehension level. Not reading, but reading comprehension. Uh, most of the time, when you read a book, a novel, it's written in such a general, happy, applies to everyone way that the etymology of words is sometimes misconstrued, or the authors, a lot of the time, they have to dumb it down, to be at that like fifth grade level. More likely than not, it's a fourth grade reading level they're writing at, so the fifth graders can understand it. Do I find this funny? Yes, I find this greatly amusing. Why? Because I don't know how to read. I can't read. I barely even speak English. You guys know this. I'm like Captain Retard over here. Um, so I got like people agreeing with me and people disagreeing with me. I don't even want to go into the most current conversation that just sparked this morning's. People just love this rage bait thing. But yeah, I was called a liberal. I was called a liberal today, and a non-Christian. I was like, that's very interesting. And it just got me thinking about like history and like how it's always, not always, for we'll say 1700 years. If you count, I count the year 300 when all the churches formed, and the group of people that became Muslim started in the year 300. It wasn't until 600 that Muhammad came along and organized it and made it an actual thing. Okay, so here's my beef. This is what I'm tripping on right now. All right, so both sides are like, oh, this is the way to God. We're the gatekeepers. You have to do it like this in order to pass through the gates. And I'm sitting over here thinking in my head, I'm like, well, because you said so, you're a dude. You have no different connection than any other dude. And then a group of dudes said that it was Jesus. And it wasn't even actual accounts of Jesus. It was like hundreds of years later after the fact. And they made up a bunch of stories, put it into a book, and made it doctrine. And these were in times when people were, I don't want to say gullible, or I don't want to call them stupid, because they're our ancestors, and they did a lot to get us to here to now. So they weren't completely dumb. They weren't, you can't totally dismiss or discredit them, right? They did preserve our existence up until this point. So up until now, we have lived under the impression that one or two people in all of existence have the entire say-so over our frames of mind. The Abrahamic ideology, right? Which is the Judeo-Christian Islamic trifecta. And then you have African belief systems that predate Egypt, right? And a lot of all of this was erased. And that's kind of what I also want to kind of sidebar on. Because when all arguments end up fizzling out, it's really like the other person doesn't matter. Like, picture this, like the ancient times, medieval times, whatever, we got our swords drawn. You believe it's one way, I believe it's the other way. I kill you, so now everything goes my way. And everything after that is going to be the way I said it. And the proof is because I'm alive. So clearly, God favors me. Right? That's how our history is written. That is how we exist today. If you really kind of take a step back, it's not politics, it's not Plato or Socrates or any of these Marxist or communist or whatever people want to call themselves today. The reality is, it's whoever shoots first gets to write history. And we've tried to move away from that. We really have tried. Are we done trying? I hope not. So back to the whole title. Sorry, I'm getting notifications here. Anyways, I just wanted to bring this up and point out some very obvious things to other humans. I believe in God. I believe in the absolute all of that which is. It's 100% benevolent, non-biased. It does not care if we exist or not. I don't see it like that. I never have. And every time I hear the stories and people trying to explain it, which goes back to people trying to explain a feeling they have on the inside. That's also not the end of the road. That's not definitive of what you're actually most of the time trying to express. Words are the tool we're trying to use to get the feelings out. And the least words that you use, the less words that you use. Yeah, we'll go with less. The less words that you use, the less you're going to be heard. You're not going to have your point put across. Nobody's a mind reader, which is a whole other sidebar subject, which I also think is greatly funny because I think y'all can hear me. Straight up. And whoever you are out there, when I'm doing these deep meditations and I come to you and we're having conversations and I can see you at your office or talking with your coworkers and you have that thought of me, it's 100% I am communicating with you. I actually had you on my mind and I am directing thoughts at you. No matter where you are on the planet, I am trying to be with you all the time. Call it crazy. I think it's funny. Okay. So we've wrapped all that up. And the other thing I wanted to go into detail about somebody, the Grok was I was trying to explain to Grok, well, I wasn't trying. I explained to Grok what was going on in the conversations, and Grok's going through and reading everybody's responses. Everybody's freaking out. They think I'm saying one thing, and I'm not. And that's also why I had to come on live. So you could hear the tone in my voice. If I read this to everyone, how do you interpret what I'm saying here? Okay. I'm not acknowledging what they're doing regarding the marching people in Dearborn, Michigan. I'm acknowledging the big picture. We already built concentration camps for those people to spend their lives behind bars. They get their moment because we are the better country. We are the better people. You should see my page for deeper tone, LOL. This comment was very fluffy. And then I said, here you go. And I gave him this giant long little thing about that I sent to the president about making the Middle East Christian again. Yeah, I said that. Because it is all of it is Christian, and anything that branched off after Jewish is not a religion. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's literally man-made. And if we can go back before Judaism, even, and the teachings, the stories, how life is supposed to be lived is even still misinterpreted by Jews. And it was. And that was what the big fight was about. And that's why we ended up with Christianity. Because back to humans thinking they know everything. You don't. You don't. And the people long time ago, they also did not. They were simply trying to express a feeling on the inside with their limited terminology and their limited understanding. Sorry for yelling. I'm actually yelling at this person who I found out was born in 2001. They're 24 years old, and that would explain the 5th grade reading level. I had to respond with that, and it irks me. It really does irk me that there is an average 5th grade reading level across the board. The comprehension is just not there. I'm literally saying I do not have empathy. I didn't say who I don't have empathy for. Maybe I could have elaborated, but after I stated that the people who have came here as refugees, little do those people know, and little does most people know, because most people don't study or read. And I understand that. I get it. There's a lot of information out there, and you got a job to do. You got, mouths to feed, bank accounts to build, and retirement to have. So why would anybody know that in the mid 2000s, concentration camps were built in the United States? What? No way. Look it up. You're not going to find them. This was literally on a broadcast, and special guest came on. It was a AM late night radio, Mr. George Norrie, and they would regularly talk about. And all the people that were watching these things being built speculated that, it's to round up the Americans, democracy's at stake. No. Anybody that is really, really into this, you already knew 25 years ago that we were posturing around Iran, and we did. And 25 years later, guess what? Not only do we have a whole bunch of their population here in the United States, but they have been assigned to refugee cities that are literally like that far away from the concentration camps. Why are they not there yet? Because they get a choice. Everybody gets a choice. You can't just bring people over here and say, all right, now you're our prisoners. No, they didn't do anything wrong yet. It's when they start to cross the lines, that's when you're going to see literally like a broom to dust right under the rug, and you'll never see or hear from them again. It is literally as simple as that. So be funny. Looking for so many ways to be funny right now. Oh, I know. How about we all go to work? That's what I need to do right now. I'm going to put on my socks, my shoes, and I'm going to go down and I'm going to do what I do, my caregiving duties, because I'm a caregiver, and I have reduced the number of people that I care for down to 1. And I think that's enough, because there are more than ample people out there. There are droves of people that could be assisting with the elderly or the mentally challenged, or whatever politically correct term people want to use. I can only do what I can do, all right? I challenge everyone to get out there and go do something, all right? You don't have to get employed. You don't need to go feed an actual homeless person. Go to the Red Cross, give them $1. Go. Stop bashing the Salvation Army and the Goodwill. Like, they're dealing with people that you don't want to deal with, all right? So let the CEO have his little paychecks and whatever he thinks he needs. Let him validate himself. In the meantime, there's an entire population that needs you, all right? I passed out all of my Chuck's Reserve thrift store cards. If you're anywhere near Garden Grove, anywhere in your town, in the United States, most likely they got a thrift store, right? If you don't got nothing to donate, go to the thrift store, take pictures, post it on your page. Just some ideas. Go to the library. Please get out of the 5th grade reading level comprehension thing. I need peers that I don't want high IQs that are depressed either. Like, this is something else that is bothering the crap out of me. All you smart people out there that think you're so smart, oh, I got a high IQ, but you're running around, oh, I'm so depressed, everything's so sad, everything's so. That's not high IQ. High IQ is when emotion goes away, and now it's all logic and reasoning. There's no room for that. Why would there be? Why would you sit here and limit your own abilities thinking you're smart when you're sad? A sad person is not smart. All right, just keep that in mind. All right, if you're so smart, you can figure out how to not be sad. Okay. And I think let's see, read what I wrote again, this time from the point of view of a true asshole. Because I don't care. I'll say it even if I'm wrong. I'll say it because it needs to be said. Everybody's like, Steven, you don't need to say that just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm going to express it, and I'm going to say it fast. I'm going to say it quick. I'm going to say exactly what's in my brain. It's coming out word salad. Enjoy. It just came out of the microwave. Who wants a microwave salad? All right. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'm 16 minutes in. I appreciate my 3 viewers and all the future viewers. Thank you very kindly. I have no idea what I was even talking about. Tuesday, tacos, be funny, be loving, be merry, be joyful, jovial, all that jazz. Yeah. All right. You want me to sing you a song before we go? All right. I'm going to get my tuner out here. Beep, beep, beep. Me, 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 me. That's a D. I like to sing the song in the D. Here to share the love with you. Deep. No, that was so off. How about a little beat? There we go. 132 a minute. That's better. Now we can. Here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel it, love's anew. A gust of wind through the trees. Pollen speaks to the bees. That's too fast. I need people to play music with, because in my head, I'm like, it sounds great. Just kidding. I know what it sounds like. I would just like to continue writing music because it's fun. All right. Got any questions? Please hit me up with questions. Send me responses. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't even see what's on the computer. I'm just kidding. I can see. All right. Let's a little bit slower. 120. Here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel it, love's anew. A gust of wind through the trees. Pollen speaks to the bees. I'm still off. Blades of grass through a cone, manicured and trimmed up all around. Need to work on them notes. But I moved my keyboard over to there so I could have more space for my special guest who will be sitting in this chair coming up on the next show. Whoever's convinced to sit here. We'll even adjust the camera a little bit. We can change out the painting to your own painting. You know, we could put your painting on display. We could talk about your paintings on future shows. Okay, so 20-minute mark. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed day again. Again, this is Stargoat Studios. You are welcome here. I can split the screen. I'm paying for the service monthly. I might have let it lapse last month because there was a lot of other things going on. And I think a lot of you know that I do a lot of research, and I like to get a general feel for the room. Wow. There are some serious comments on these posts. I got 31 comments since yesterday about this Dearborn, Michigan thing. Who posted it? Ned Ryan. And it says, if you look at this and don't immediately conclude that mass re-immigration must happen and happen quickly, you're a moron guilty of suicidal empathy. That's because Eric Dowdery posted, terrifying. Dearborn, Michigan just went maximum Islam, flooding the streets and making clear they're here to conquer, not assimilate. So I said, as much as you want to deport those people, please do consider that basically they are at this point not so much our guest as they are our prisoners of war. There is zero empathy. To me, that sounds like we got a bunch of free prisoners. We didn't even have to go do anything. Like, they're already here. We just bust them up, send them over to the prisons at this point. But I got people on here that are like, hey, there's alternatives. You could just drop them over the ocean. Impalement, firing squads, napalm. I'm like, wow. Let's look at this person's profile. 742 followers. And has been active since 2009. Wow, this person's been around. Yeah. Honestly, I'd just like to see everybody. What do you call that? Stop thinking, stop talking, and obey. Those are three things. I think that would work. I think if everybody just obeyed and did what I told them to do, there'd be no problems. I know. I'm not Anakin. I'm not Darth Vader. I'm not the Emperor either. Frankly, I'm at a point where I'm just kind of like, look, y'all seem to enjoy this. You know, like, it's literally your life purpose at this point. You were born into it. Your fathers did it. Their fathers did it. All the way back. What's going to change? Well, I can tell you technology is going to change everything. So anyways, another thing, somebody called me a bootlicker. Huh. And their username is Sinner. Because on this one, they were talking about law enforcement can collect sweeping smartphone location data over a broad area, constitute an unreasonable search, and violate the Fourth Amendment. Please, for the love of God, let them. I don't care. I've been on this earth long enough. There's nothing I am doing ever that would prevent anybody from looking at what I'm doing. So I responded, privacy laws are not to protect criminals from breaking the law. Anybody that complains about this law should be subjected to immediate investigation because you are sus, because you are. That's what privacy laws are designed to do, is to give you the ability to make bad choices. So back to my statement about everybody just does what I say, obey. Why do I say that? Because everybody literally just needs to be doing one thing. There's no alternatives. There's zero alternatives to the one right way. That's it. I'm not even playing with you. Nobody. Like, ugh. It is so frustrating to hear people arguing over, you call them real. I don't care. Muhammad's a real person. Jesus is a real person. Santa Claus is a real person. You're arguing over it. They don't exist here today. They are words written down on paper. They are an expression of something that could have possibly had happened. And mind you, those were all doctrines, again, written by people that are still in power today, that are still controlling your every single day. So I'm the bootlicker. Because frankly, I don't care. I do not care what anybody thinks they are doing behind privacy laws, because you're not. Privacy laws, one, protect criminals, yes. Does it protect your enterprise? Does it protect your neighbor from listening to you talking about your next invention that's going to change the world, which probably is not going to change the world? More likely than anything, it's going to be another object off of Temu, Amazon, or Walmart shelf space, which, by the way, I'm also extremely pissed off at. Oh, in other news, I'm very happy and grateful that you came here to listen to me rant for the last 26 minutes. And I keep promising I'm leaving, but I'm going to check the bus schedule. Bootlicker, lick it before you stick it. That's my response to this guy. Because I think that's hilarious. Because he doesn't have any substance. Like, he had nothing to offer. Just, you can't say, I believe in privacy laws, Stephen. No, you just want to respond with bootlicker. Or, I agree, Stephen. I believe privacy laws were designed to protect criminals. Because they were. Like, what? Stop telling me, because I know. I know that you know, and we all know. So why do we all wake up every day and just keep doing it? Because there's nothing else to do. This is what we choose to fill existence, our time on earth with. Good enough, right? Anyways, I gotta go. I'm gonna go hit the bus. I love you guys again. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. If you want to hit me up, call me, text me, send me pictures, tell me how your day's going. If there's things that I'm absolutely dead wrong about, I want to know. If you think I'm absolutely right, I want to know that too. Either way, tell your friends, tell everyone, like and subscribe, share this. I love arguing. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to sit here and cower down, call you names, and be like, oh, you're stupid. I can't believe you said that. No, we're going to have respectable, honest conversations. So there's space for you right here. I just click that little button. We'd be side by side. Or if you want to like chat me up and ask me questions to like present to a live audience, you got my phone number, you got my messenger, you got my TikTok, you got my X. I think everything's listed on this. I don't know. I do want to point out that I am wearing an Amazon shirt because I worked in an Amazon warehouse. They totally supported me for, I'll give them 3 years. Because it was like 4 years total, but I took a little break because I had surgery and stuff, so I don't really count that time. Yeah. Anyways, again, beautiful, blessed day. You are the Star Goat. You are the main character in my life. I am your supporting character. And to all my supporting characters, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When it's your time to shine, trust, we all got you. All right? Use your voice, stand tall, chin up, shoulders back. Let's make it happen, everyone. Love you. Peace be out. Boop, boop. Hey, hey.